Now listen to me. Part of your journey to spiritual awakening, making your spirit become more strong, more visible in your life. Now listen to me. You are going to build a strong, reliable platform in which you are going to be communing with God, the Supreme Being. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are going to build a strong, reliable platform in your life. This platform may be in your home. You're going to make a particular spot where you are going to be standing to pray all the time. Anytime you want to pray, you go to that place. Anytime you want to meditate, you go to that place. One of the loving things a spirit loves is attention. And that's one of the things that God loves so much. The easiest way to attract attention of a spirit is to develop attention for that spirit. And the same thing God has severally do with people. Even in the Bible, you see God talking to Moses, talking to Abraham about a platform where God can be appearing all the time to commune with his servants. You understand what I'm trying to say? That is the way it is, both good spirits or bad spirits. If you want to attract any spirit, you want to attract any demon, create a platform for them. A platform, a spot where you can call as a temple, where you can be inviting that spirit to come. The same thing, if you create that platform that you want to be communing with God and develop that capacity, you'll be going there to pray. One day, it will strike you like a magic. It will be like a surprise. There will be an encounter. That God you are looking for, that God you are always going at that particular spot to pray, to cry on, to call upon him. One day you will go there and meet his presence. You will go there and meet his power. It will be a remarkable day for you. So that is how it is. Both good spirit and bad spirit. If you want to attract them, it is attention. Now listen, most of us have made major decisions, lifetime decisions in our life. And we claim that God spoke to you concerning this thing, whereas God never spoke to you in any way. For example, look at a woman, you look at a man who wants to get married, and while trying to convince himself that this is the person, this is the right person, even as a lady, you are trying to convince yourself. When people ask you, how are you sure this is the right person? And you hear that person saying, God spoke to me, this is my husband. God spoke to me, this is my wife. Now, ask yourself, is it that particular time of making that decision you are trying to hear God for the first time in your life? That God that you said has spoke to you, hasn't been speaking to you in other decisions, in other things you are doing in your life? Is it just because of it comes to marriage, you are now so convinced that God spoke to you? And most of them that claimed and said that God spoke to them concerning the same person, tomorrow you see them divorced, you see them having issue. And this is the same person that said God spoke to him or God spoke to her about this person. Now, what is happening? Does it mean that God can lie? Some of you cannot differentiate when your mind is talking to you, when your soul is talking to you, and when the Spirit of God is talking to you. These three entities, they are different and they have their own unique ways of talking. But I'm not going to have time to make a deep revelation about these three entities. You can't jump into life situations that demand you making major decisions, that demands you saying yes or no, and at that time you are listening to your mind and you claim that God has spoken to you. How are you sure? Now listen to me. One of the mistakes we do in life is that most of us are engulfed hearing our mind, listening to our soul, because the soul is about emotion. You are listening to your soul and you are listening to your mind, and you are thinking that God is speaking to you. God has never spoke to you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now, go and develop a platform. Prepare it on time. Now, go and develop a platform in which you are going to be communing with God. Build that platform. Build it with communication. Build it with meditation. Build it so that when it gets to a particular point in your life of making those certain decisions that has to do with marriage, career, or whatever it is, you can also go back to that place. Build a platform you can be communing with God, so that anytime you encounter situation that demands you saying yes or no, that demands you making decisions, and convincingly go back to that platform you have raised already. I hear what I'm saying. It can be easy for you going back there to make inquiry, because whatever you get from there is fine now.